Hey guys, Andrew Houston here from Profit for Contractors, and I'm super excited about this morning's video. So if you stick with me for the next 5 or 10 minutes, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to get you guys how to start dominating your market. Now, what the heck does dominating your market mean? Dominating your market means that you're able to get an upper edge. You're able to get an unfair advantage over your competition so that you're not just competing on price. Now, listen, for all contractors out there, I understand price is always going to be something that needs to be considered, but the thing that we want to make sure that we do is we need to do whatever we can to get in the heads, in between these two ears of our prospects, to ensure that they see the true value of what it is that we provide. So without further ado, let's get into, first of all, what happens if you don't get the ability to dominate the market. If you don't get the ability to dominate the market, look, you've only got so much reach in your area. Maybe it's 50 kilometers, maybe it's 100 kilometers, because what we do as tradies is hands-on, and our crews can only, go out so far to make it, economically and profitably making sense. So we want to dominate this market so that we're not always having to do so many quotes for so little wins and so many jobs that we get. We want to be able to increase our conversion rates. We want to be able to get the type of Class A clients that understand our value so that we're able to make the profits and make the money that we should make for all of our hard efforts. We also want to be able to do this because we want to be able to communicate to our team. If we got a sales team, even ourselves as far as CEOs, we want to go from being a contractor to a CEO, and in doing so, we want to be able to communicate the right marketing language so people understand what our true value is. So let's take a look. I'm going to try and use a little bit of new technology here today to see if I can share with you guys just one of the areas of how dominating your market can, once you get this right, can add tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to your bottom line. You especially want to get this right before you start going into the next year, before you start planning, so that you can start changing your game plan to improve your conversion rate and to really increase the value of what you're able to sell your product and services for. So let's take a look. So I'm going to use a little bit of technology. Looks like it's working here. So hopefully everybody can see a little tiny screen. So I'm going to be looking at my iPad here for the next little bit, just show to you guys the impact of how small little changes can have massive impacts on your bottom line. So let's take a look. Let's say we're just going to use an example that the number of quotes that we do. And what we're trying to figure out here, first of all, is what is our current conversion rate. Okay, our conversion rate is basically how many jobs do we win from how many jobs that we quote. And that's really, really important for you to understand because, that at the end of the day is going to determine, how much money, how much work that we get, right? So there's lead flow. We want to turn that into deal flow. We want to turn that into workflow, which we want to turn into business flow. Okay, so let's get started with understanding the impact on the conversion rate side. So say, for example, we got these old numbers over here, and we were doing, say, 100 quotes a week, and our conversion rate was, well, let's just say it was 20%. So if we do 100 quotes and our conversion rate is 20%, I think it's pretty obvious, we would win 20 jobs, okay? 20 customers, 20 jobs, however you want to look at it, doesn't matter. So we're winning 20 jobs. Our average job, let's just say that our average job is, I don't know, say $5,000. It's going to be different for everybody watching this. So pretty simple, right? 5,000, just using the old calculator so I don't make a mistake. It's 100,000, right? $100,000 worth of work. There we go, $100,000. That's the old way. That's the old numbers. Now, when we're able to dominate the market, when we're able to differentiate ourselves, create a unique selling proposition, it's going to allow us to increase our conversion rate because we're going to be able to communicate to the client exactly why they should be dealing with us versus the competition. Now, there's lots of different ways to do that, but let's first of all understand the power of this. So if we're able to use this and we're able to go out to the market and share with them why we are the best, okay, why they should deal with us, that's going to give us the ability to increase the amount of people that are going to actually be attracted to us, okay? So let's just say for grins that just going to be super conservative. Normally with my clients, this is typically increases by 20+%, but let's just be conservative today. Go with 10%. So 10% increase. Put that in green. 10% increase would equate to what? A 10% increase on our original 100 quotes would equate to what? 110 quotes that we'd be doing instead of just the standard 100 quotes. Why? Just reiterate, because we're able to attract more people, because we're able to communicate our value. Now we get in front of those customers and we're able to take that value, that trust transference of value, of insights, of why they should be dealing with us. Now we're sitting in front of the client or the prospect, and we're able to increase our conversion rate by, say, another 10%. Put that baby in green. Let's do this. So instead of our conversion rate being 20%, it's not going to go up to 30. 10% of 20 is what? We go from 20% to 22%. Got it? So instead of us landing just 20 jobs, 110 times 22, instead of 20 jobs, we are landing 24.2 jobs. So let's just get rid of that 0.2. Okay? So when we're able to share with people, why we are so good at what we do, when we're able to share with them, why they should be using certain products, certain services, typically what's going to happen is that it's going to increase our average dollar sale. But just for the sake of being conservative today, let's just say it stays the same. Okay? So again, being super, super conservative. And look you might not like math, guys. I don't get heavily excited about math. But when I do get excited is when I start seeing what the results are. So instead of us making $100,000, say this was on a monthly basis, 24 times 5,000 is $120,000. $120,000, guys, just by those small little changes. So I want you to understand that could be on a monthly basis for you, okay? That could be on a quarterly basis. It doesn't matter. So I want you to understand the importance of this from a bottom line perspective. $20,000 in this company here, an extra $20,000 a year, that's going to be over $100,000, okay, extra in work, just with some of these small little changes. So let's show you guys how the heck do we go. Now we got clarity of, what the impact can be. Let's take a look at how the heck do we go about doing that, okay? So if you guys are getting value out of this, I'd love you to type into the chat box, or the comment area, what have you gotten out of this, just to see small, little, tiny changes, how they can have big impacts, okay? And share that so that everybody else can benefit with your insights from this so far. So let's take a look at how do we go about doing that. How we get our clients to do that is we give them the tools. Now let's face it, you've got to do some of the work, okay? But the part of the biggest problem that contractors have is that they don't have the tools when it comes to business to actually, they're willing to do the work, but they just don't have the tools in the business toolbox to actually take these ideas and turn them into reality. So let's take a look at this. So I'm going to share with you guys. This is one of the first tools that, actually this one here, the first tool that I want you guys to take a look at, that I want you to get into your hands, into your business toolbox. And if you want this tool, all you guys got to type in, okay, is dominate, okay? Because that's what we're all after, right? Trying to dominate the market when it comes to the area of marketing and sales, okay? So I'm just going to go through a couple of pages here because it is a document that's probably about 6 or 7 pages. I'll give you a couple of things as far as where to start, okay? So here's this tool called the Tradie's Guide to Defining a Unique Selling Proposition. Guys, if you don't separate yourselves, if you don't define what's unique about you, you're going to look just like everybody else. And guess what? Then all you're going to have is price. So here's the tool. Just a couple of pages. You guys can go in here and you can actually type in whatever your answers are. And a great thing to do this with your team, by the way. All right? So the very first thing that we want to do is we want to identify, to be unique, you got to know what your competition is. You got to know what your competition is doing. So you want to do some research on this. And this is just a step-by-step approach, okay? That eventually, if you know what the competition is doing, okay, then we want to come up with things that are different than the competition. But if you don't even take the time to look at that, How the hell would you ever know? So first thing is researching the competition. Just go to the next one. Next thing is defining your target audience. Identifying your target audience, guys, is one of the biggest things. When we're trying to be unique, don't take a look at the whole company as a whole and go, hey, I need to be unique as a whole. No, you want to get focused in on, say it's doing service work, okay? Maintenance contracts. Say it's, working on custom homes or building custom homes. Whatever that niche is, whatever that area is, you want to get focused in on breaking down the different types of products and services that you do so you know what to do to be unique in that specific area, okay? And that way when you're looking at your competition, you can break it down to that level. The deeper that we go, guys, the more awareness we're going to have, the more awareness we have, the better the questions are that we're going to have, the better the answers that we're going to get, and then guess what? The more we're going to be able to dominate the market. So there's the first couple of pages, okay? Another 4 or 5 pages of this, okay? And just take it step by step. Okay. So now that we've picture that you've gone through this exercise and you've been able to define your unique selling proposition specific to a type of work or service that you provide. Now what we've got to do is we have to back that up whenever we can by a guarantee. Why? You want to reduce the barrier to entry whenever possible. And to do that is, instead of saying, hey, we are the best at this, you want to say, we are the best at this, and we guarantee that we can do this within a certain period of time, within a certain type of quality, whatever that might be, based upon, right, whatever that uniqueness is. We want to back that by a guarantee whenever possible. Now, let's take a couple things to look at here regarding a guarantee. What is your current guarantees? Do you already have some in place that you're not marketing? Okay, that's a good question to ask, okay? Next thing, what are the frustrations that a prospect experiences with the product and service that you offer? Guys not showing up on time. Can you guarantee that? Leaving a house messy. Can you make the house cleaner than how you showed up? Of course you can, right? A couple of my clients going out and buying a vacuum cleaner and leaving the place cleaner, a little bit of Windex, what have you, cleaner and more organized than how they came, has had a game changer effect on how their prospects and clients see them and how they rave about them and how they're able to guarantee that, okay? So what's your guarantee? So you want to walk through this exercise and make sure you get a good guarantee to back up those things that you said that you were unique at. A couple of other areas we want to look at. What are the problems that you could help your prospect solve? Let me just turn that back to that. Okay, so team, if you want these tools, get them. Okay, we are all about making contractors turn into CEOs, and that's making you guys become the business owners, the CEOs that you're meant to be. And to do that, it's all about giving you guys the tools and the insights. So hopefully this was beneficial for you guys. I love doing this, giving you guys the insights. We're all about helping contractors, become the CEOs of their business, helping them become the best that they can be, and helping their teams do the same thing. So, guys, I'd love you guys to share this with anybody out there. And if you want to see more insights, more tools, go to www.profitforcontractors.com. That's www.profitforcontractors.com. Also, you can join the Tradie Tip Facebook group to get more tips and insights like this. And a lot of times we'll have webinars, free webinars that you guys can join and attend. So take a look at that on our website. And we will see you guys on the flip side. So this is Andrew Houston from Profit for Contractors, helping contractors turn into CEOs. Talk to you guys soon. Cheers.